Wild and wise people out there. Bev Adamo here, CEO of Wild and Wise Women, Wild and Wise Sisterhood. I love asking questions. If you look at my posts, a lot of times what I'm doing is not necessarily making a statement about something, I'm asking a question. And today's question I'm really excited about because the question is, what's so great about reading a book? Now, I don't know where y'all stand on reading books. I've always been so enamored and smitten with books. From the time I can remember seeing my first book, it was like, oh my gosh, what is this? I feel like I could read starting from, when I could first even look at a book. I don't know that that's actually true. That's just my memory of it. And my wisdom that I've gained from reading books, because books can be so informational, and there have been different ways in which books have served me over the years, including not only the information that I get from them and the inspiration and the illumination, but really there's been even more, and it's what I call transformation. And that's what I'm here to talk about today with respect to books. Now, you may or may not be aware of the fact that Wild and Wise is now a book publisher. And we have our first international best-selling book, Wild and Wise Women Around the World. And 10 inspirational women came together in a most divine way to put this book together, to collaborate, to become more than what they were as individuals before they came together and created this extraordinary book. So that's what I'm here to talk about, is that what's so great about reading a book is that it can go from being merely informational to being transformational. Well, how does that happen, Bev? Very simply. Most of you, I'm not going to make that kind of blanket statement. I know that on some level, everyone watching this is understanding that there are building blocks for manifestation. And thank you, Marsha Weeder, for teaching me this a while ago when I've had the most amazing foundational work that I was able to do with you, Marsha. Thank you. Always so blessed and so grateful for you. And what I learned is that intention plus integrity equals manifestation. So in other words, when we set an intention in anything in life, this isn't just about reading a book and the book being both informational and transformational, but in anything in life, when we set an intention and then we allow our integrity to be full force with respect to that intention, when we follow our inspired actions, when we be the person we need to be to manifest whatever it is that our intention is there to create, when we do that, that's when we get manifestation. So integrity added to our intention gives us the manifestation we're looking for. So every single time you're drawn to a book, whether it's a Wild and Wise series book or another book, I invite you to read that book with an intention. And the intention of not merely being or simply being informed and illuminated, but rather being transformed. Now, what's so great about reading Wild and Wise Women books? Lots of things. Great information and transformation. And the reason is when the authors of these books come together, we come together with the intention to be transformed and to transform. So Wild and Wise Women, we're always looking for authors who are interested in getting their voice out there. Women who know they have something to say but not quite sure how to get it out there and how to say it. And in these collaborative books, again, it is with an intention of transforming ourselves as we tell our stories and transforming the people who read the stories as well. And when you have that kind of intention in a sacred circle of women who have absolute integrity with respect to that intention, transformation is a given. It's the miracle that comes from that kind of collaboration. It's also amazing with the Wild and Wise series is that the royalties that come in from these books, we're taking them and using that money to support other women and children around the world, to support literacy and health initiatives, to support other quality of life projects. So what's so great about reading a book that's both informational, transformational, that also has a giving philanthropic component? Wow, that's like the perfect book for me. I love that. And we're also enriching the lives of our authors in these books, giving them opportunities and contacts and connections that never existed before. And here's an added bonus for you. I'm not sure if all of you know, Wild and Wise Women has a book club. We're, I don't know where we are now, 700-800 strong in this book club. And we are, I'm happy to announce, as of June 30th, our book, our summer book for the summer book club is Wild and Wise Women Around the World. And not only will you have an opportunity to really experience an informational and transformational book, you'll have the opportunity to interact directly with the authors, because as we read the book, as it's being discussed, our authors are also going to contribute to what's going on there. So if you haven't had the opportunity to read the book, or even if you have, please go to our Wild and Wise Women book club and join it, and join us in the reading of this book. Because here's something else that I know, that that when two and more are gathered in the name of spirit, in the name of transformation, in the name of making this world a better place, oh my gosh, that's extraordinary. And Wild and Wise Women Book Club is another place that we have for you. It is absolutely for the wild and wise women of this world. And being in this book club, it also gives you an opportunity to have some accountability to yourself, because it's a great book. And being in the book club and knowing that you're going to show up, once a week to contribute or to say something about what really spoke to your heart, or any questions that you might have, that would be amazing. And we have some questions that are coming up in the feed, and I want you to know that we absolutely will respond to you. I'm not necessarily it's my, because I channel a lot of what I do, I don't have the wherewithal to be able to actually answer questions while I'm speaking. So I want anyone who has asked a question or wants some assistance, absolutely, we will get back to you. Just hang in there and know that myself or one of my amazing team awesome, either Courtney, my professional personal assistant, or Rubina, who's our creative assistant, will be back in touch with you. So I want to let you know that as well. So again, this is a great place to get some, in 15 minutes, oh my gosh, what have I talked about? Well, I've talked about that questions are really an amazing way to explore life. And it's the amazing way to get beyond our mind, our logical mind, and connect with spirit, source, the parts of us that are unknown to ourselves. We've got so much built-in knowledge, so much built-in resources. We don't use a great deal of it. And questions are a way, curiosity, wonder is a way to bypass the logic so that we can get to some of the most powerful, magical, miraculous ways of being in life. So we talked about the power of questions, and asking a question with the intention to be curious, to be open, to be willing, to be vulnerable, to be willing to transform. Not simply be informed, but to transform. So that's another thing that we talked about. What is it like to stop going through all this information age, the social media, all the information out there, and be the kind of person who can be transformed instead of merely informed? Because a lot of times we see all this information out there and we're on overload. It's like, what do we do with it? However, when we're in life with the intention of taking information and allowing that to transform us, whole different ballgame. What happens is that our discernment kicks in, and the things that serve us, that will transform us, that are made for us, they will start to stand out. They'll almost be like they have this, light around them. So you'll be able to see them. So set your intention and be in integrity and listen to the inspiration that comes through on what is actually transformational rather than informational. Me personally, I spend every moment of my day with the intention of being transformed, not merely informed. And it's amazing. I mean, little tidbits of information that some people might dismiss as like, oh, well, that doesn't mean anything. Because I have that intention of being transformed and willing to transform and willing to be the best version of myself in every single moment. And that vibration just goes up and up and up in every single moment. Wow. So have that integrity. I invite you to have that integrity and have that intention to be a woman who transforms, not merely becomes informed. Love that. What else have we talked about? Well, what's so great about reading a book, and especially a Wild and Wise Women book? Because with our collaborative authors, with our process of how we invite women to tell their stories, to be their stories, to transform in the writing of the books that we put out there, they are, before they even hit the shelf or they even hit the internet in electronic form, these books, these words, these collaborations that we bring together in the Wild and Wise books, they're already magically, mystically, miraculously infused with transformation. You cannot help but be inspired and transformed through these books. And then we have the Wild and Wise Women Book Club. Awesome place to come in and collaborate there. Tell us about who you are. Why is this book important to you? What did you read in that book? Interact with our authors. Starting June 30th, that's when we start the Wild and Wise Women Around the World. And if you need help with finding a link to get the book, it's on Amazon, Wild and Wise Women Around the World. 10 inspiring women share their feminine fire. Whoa. Love the concept of feminine fire. And the author who came up with that aspect and that was so generous to share it with us in the book title will be there. All of these women will be there so that you can continue to be transformed, because these women are extraordinary. I could never say enough about the women who have joined me in the first collaboration. Internationally bestseller, by the way. So if you know that you have something to say and you're just not sure how to say it or where to say it, come join us. Talk to me. Ask for some more information. We're in the process now of getting our next book together. And I got to tell you, this next book that's coming up is something that's very personal to me, because this next book that's coming out is going to be written by women who have experienced some of the most brutal, tragic, awful, really, experiences that a woman can experience. That of sexual trauma, domestic violence, things like that. These women are women who have not only experienced that, but they have come to know that their experience of these tragic events were meant to be in their lives so that we could be who we are. That's what happened to me. And the other authors who are going to join me in this next book, we're going to be talking about how being a victim actually put us in a place of extraordinary power and vulnerability. Put us in a place, gave us the ability and the capacity to have compassionate hearts like no other, to be the kind of women who are strong and courageous and able to do whatever it takes to make sure this world becomes a better place, and to help other women who are in situations that they may not feel like they can either talk about or move out of. So I'm going to be talking more about this next book that's coming up, because like I said, that's something that totally shaped my life. It's one of the reasons that I am here as a leader of Wild and Wise. And I am so grateful. So until next time, remember, you have an extraordinary voice. You're here to transform and to be transforming to others. Your story is important. Your voice is critical. If you're listening to this, you have great purpose in this world, and I'm here to serve you and help you with that. So until next time, be wild and be wise, and I can't wait to talk to you again. Bye.